Matt Leffler, for you, episode 1. What's up, everybody? Trey Griggs here, Beta Consulting Group. Happy Thursday, everybody out there. So excited to have you join us for another episode of Standing Out, a daily podcast about sales, marketing, and leadership. We are just crawling and climbing our way up to episode 200, which is coming up on December 8th. Going to have a great show. Can't wait to celebrate 2 bills of Standing Out. It's going to be a very exciting show when we get to that point. Also, hey, listen, we're going to do things a little bit differently today. As you can see, I'm sporting a shirt here today. Some of you may know this guy. It is the Armchair Attorney. I'll have to do some dips today to get him some action in the show today. We're going to be celebrating a little bit with Matthew Leffler, even though he's not on the show today. We're going to give him a little shout out because we got some new arrivals we're going to talk about here in just a little bit, which is great. Want to give a shout out to our sponsor, the TAFs, the good guys in freight factoring, helping keeping owner operators and small carriers on the road with cash flow resources, discounts on fuel, tires, and so many other things that they need. And so make sure you reach out to them at TAFs.com. Let them know that Trey sent you, or make it easy on yourself and click on the link that's going to be in the comment section today. It takes you right to my landing page so you can get started with them today. All right, listen, hey, normally at this point, I tell you to go to our website and I promote our swag store. But listen, we got some new things today that we want to talk about. Our guest today has taken it up a notch, and he's got his own swag store that we're going to be talking about today. So I'm just going to plug that. I mean, why not? So listen, if you get a chance, go to lowboyindustries.com and pick up some swag from our guest today. Can't wait to talk about that. Some cool stuff, especially in the freight industry. And so make sure you can visit lowboysindustries.com. I think we actually have a banner for that. I'm going to throw that up here as well. And so, yeah, check it out. But we're going to promote that today. He's got some cool stuff. And so make sure that you do that today. And then we might as well bring him to the show and get this party started, because we got some controversial stuff to talk about today, everybody. So if you would, from Max Freight Lines and Low Boys Industries, everybody, please welcome to the show my good friend, Jason Rabine. Jason, what's up, brother?
Everybody. What's up, buddy?
Welcome to the show, man. How are you?
I'm well, man. I'm Jason, and I'm an alcoholic. Oh, wrong meeting. My bad. My bad. I'll save that one for later. No, I appreciate it. I've been looking forward to coming on the show with you for a minute. When I launched Max Freight Lines in March, I really didn't understand the gravity of LinkedIn, and right away, I saw a couple podcasts that stood out, yours being one of them, and I had a bucket list item by the end of the year to see if I couldn't get on one of them, and boom.
Here you are.
All right, let's go.
Check it off. I know. Check it right off.
Done.
Well, you're wearing some of your swag that you got there. First of all, let's just talk about that for a minute. Talk about Lowboy Industries, which is a really cool thing that you and your son are doing. And you're also helping veterans and doing a lot of great stuff. You're donating to charity. You're branding it with the mug right there. Put that mug up to the camera, everybody. Let's just see the mug.
Love it. Go juice right here. Little go juice.
I love it. So talk about that real quick. What are you guys doing with that?
Lowboy Industries obviously is a transportation themed kind of swag drip store. Originally, it just started off as an idea in my head. I'm a t-shirt junkie. I probably have 200 t-shirts.
A whole drawer.
Like t-shirts that match my shoes, that match my hats. Legit. My kids are like, "What's wrong with you, Dad? Like, you're not supposed to be like this." So, I see all the memes that are put out. I see a lot of hot button items, and I draw inspiration from them. So I talk about them on LinkedIn. Obviously, I say I wouldn't say wild and outlandish stuff, but I say stuff most people won't. And so the more that I draw inspiration from things that really need to be talked about, magic happened. One day, my son came home from school. I picked him up, my little 30-minute powwow with him every day. "Hey, son, how was your day?" He looked me right in my soul and said, "Dad, I want to be a Marine." I pulled the car over, and I was like, "You can't just drop that on me. Like, you went to school this morning, not even knowing how to tie your shoes. Now you want to go save the world." And he said a recruiter came in. We vibed. He, sold me on what it would be to be a patriot, and he wants to be a mechanic. He wants to travel the world. So, for him going into the service will, one, help him travel. it'll teach him the things that, you know, I can't and his school won't. And I'm all for it. But immediately, while I said, I'm proud of you, son, let's do this, I instantly thought of 22 people today that aren't going to make it to see tomorrow. And I took him home and, you know, I asked him, I said, have you ever heard of 22 a day and Red Friday? And I asked him about these things and he said, no. And so we had an educational moment and it was like, listen, son, if you're going to go into the service, I wholeheartedly support this. But as your father, I need you to understand the potential consequences if you come home and things aren't well or right. You know, if you go see combat and you lay your life down for your country, I can be proud of that. But if you come home and lay your life down because of your country, dad's going to have a problem with that. So let's collaborate my entrepreneurial, you know, ingenuity and teach you how to run a business while also allowing you a platform to learn about the things that are going to be important for me to know that you understand when you come home. And magic happened. And I made a shirt specifically for him. I made a shirt specifically for myself. A lot of the shirts on my web store are inspired by people, places, and things that I see. So my shirt I made is help is on the way, right? So I want my son to know no matter what, I'm always going to be there for him. And I want all those heroic men and women who are struggling right now, who don't feel like there's anybody coming. We got you. And so I have a shirt that I made for my son. Let me rock this bad boy. So this is a shirt I made for him. He's a pre-veteran.
Pre-veteran. That's cool.
You got pre-med, you got pre-law. Listen, this was an error run, so this wasn't in production yet. But on the back, look it. Okay, we missed the word free, but we have it fixed. But listen, I guarantee my 15-year-old has better trigger discipline than most of you. Facts. That's my boy right there.
Hey, I love that you're doing this. I mean, a couple things. First of all, you're teaching your son how to be entrepreneurial and run a business and support himself, which I think is really powerful. Two, you're setting him up to where when he gets out of the military, you know, should he come home, and we pray that he does, that he'll have something there for him that he can do or use or a way to provide for himself and have a reason, have a cause, have a distraction, whatever it might be. I love that. And you're also donating funds from your swag store. Talk about that.
100%. You know, I'm going to give a quick shout out to Freight Vana. Graham introduced me to the boys at Freight Vana a couple weeks ago, day after you and I met. And
Technovations. Yeah.
Listen, man, that week started everything. That was the catalyst. So I walked into the Lion's Den and met all the boys over at Freight Vana, men and women. And Lars and I talked for a minute. A day later, he made a post about why they give back, why they plant a tree for every load that they run. And he actually volunteered, if you want to do something like this too, get with me, I'll give you the blueprint. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take that idea and I'm going to pivot it towards our cause. And so I made my son the vice president of veteran outreach. And I said, okay, son, you have homework. I want you to go learn about some programs that we can volunteer our time, donate our money to. And Flanders Fields came up and Ben Owen. And I'm telling you, the more I learn about Ben, I feel like if there's a genuine angel on the streets, boots on the ground, it's Ben and his team. They're selfless. They are, I can't even begin to describe the gratitude I have for that man. I've never even met him. So I said, Nick, this is your first opportunity for some big boy action. I need you to reach out to Ben and I need you to talk to him. And I need you to explain what we're doing, ask for their, you know, cosign to use their information and to become a partner with them. And in LinkedIn, he reached out and Ben gave us the thumbs up. And so our Low Boy Industries calendar, which was inspired by Ingrid Brown and her amazing photos.
Love Ingrid. Yeah, she's awesome.
I have some postcards I've made of her welcome to Arizona sign. I send them out to customers. Like I draw inspiration. And so, as a matter of fact, I actually have the rough copy. It's our first copy right here. The reason I did a pre-order was, one, I wanted to make sure the quality was up to par. So I have a couple different printers printing them, but I wanted to make sure that I could see them. 100% of the proceeds from this calendar is going to go to Ben and his organization. 100%. Okay. And so that is the jumping off point to shout from the rooftops, help's on the way. Right.
I love it, man.
And so the pre-order is nice because the more we pre-order, the more we buy, the less it costs us, the more money we can give.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so after December 1st, they'll be available on a 1-by-1 basis. Whatever the cost is on a one-off, they'll get. But through the rest of the year, we've also decided to give 15% of all of our merchandise right back to Ben. And I have a feeling that that'll continue. I really like what he's done. He's supported us as much. He's accessible. He's not just out there to be out there. If I comment or tag him in something, within a day, he's in my DM or he's responded, and he's just a good dude. So my son doesn't know it yet, but this summer he's going to go spend a week with Ben and put his own boots on the ground and learn.
He's watching this. He now knows.
You better be in school right now, son. If you are not in math class right now, we're going to have a problem. Okay.
I love it. Hey, listen, we got to pause for me. We got a lot of people in the comments, a lot of people in the show today. Appreciate that. Bill Hill's with us. Eric Rice is here. Just great to see everybody. Scott Watson, I'll be the Freight Sensei. He knows something about military and travel and all those kind of things, which is awesome. Nathan Frazier, what's up, my friend? So good to see everybody here. Dude, we got a lot to talk about, and we only got 20 minutes left. I mean, this is going really, really fast. So first of all, let's jump onto this little bandwagon. I threw a little poll out there yesterday for National Fast Food Day to see what people thought, and I may have made a little mistake. Let's go ahead and throw this poll up there. We had 166 votes, which was great, but there was something that clearly was missing, and you pointed it out, and I appreciate that. But check this out: 60% of people are Chick-fil-A, which that just speaks to my heart. But I may have made a mistake.
I voted for Chick-fil-A. I'm not going to lie, because those were the only 4. I went with what I would normally get. But you know me, I've got to be different. I had to throw in there and say any tacos. Listen, I'm repping my boy, 420 Taco Truck here in Arizona. They smoke everything, amazing food. And he's one of those dudes that doesn't tell you where he's going to be. You just find him. He doesn't market his stuff. He just shows up. And I'm just like,
I love it.
Oh, man.
All right, so listen. I feel like I have to explain myself on why I didn't put a taco joint on there. Right. So first of all, I'm not a fan of Taco Bell. I don't think they're that great. All right. So I didn't want to put them on there. Okay. And then what are the other options? Well, the great thing about tacos, which you have pointed out, is that it's not an establishment. It's not a franchise that's good. It's these little taco trucks and taco joints and dirty little hole in the wall places. That's really good. So maybe I should have put any taco joint. Maybe that's what I should have put.
100%. You know what? We're friends. I'm going to let this one slide, but man, don't make that mistake again. I joke with people all the time. I think I believe in reincarnation. In my past life, I was definitely a Hispanic man. I could eat tacos for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Let me tell you something. My daughter wanted those little goofy things that you ironed together last year for Christmas. And then she made me my little taco right here. So this sits on my desk. This is a little reminder of she understands the weight of my heart.
I get it. So if I do another one, I'll make sure I put a taco joint. I'm not going to put Taco Bell. Can't do that.
Don't put Taco Bell. No, can't do that. You might as well get tacos at Jack in the Box.
But everybody pretty much has that place where they go get tacos. Everybody pretty much has that place. For us, it's a place here in town in Wildwood called Vallarta's. It's amazing. Best place here in town. So I'm with you. Okay, I may have made a mistake, but we'll fix it. All right. So
listen, you can ask Graham. When he came in, I took him straight to Fuzzy's Tacos. We broke bread over some amazing tacos.
I had some tacos with Shannon Breen at this little place that used to be a cathedral. And now it's a taco joint bar. We had some little tacos there. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a great place. Yeah, little
hole in the walls. Listen, the dirtier the truck, the better the tacos. Hate to say it, it is what it is.
It's true. There's a lot of truth in that. Hey, Erica says Culver's. Have you ever been to a Culver's, my friend? It's a Midwestern. It's originated in Wisconsin.
You have them all over around here. They're amazing.
And you have Culver's down there?
All over. And I'm telling you, the line at Culver's rivals the line at Chick-fil-A. It's just fantastic. Good food, good service.
They have frozen yogurt, frozen custard, and to me, that's kind of.
Those cheese curds are top notch.
Yep, and it's half the distance from my house to Culver's and it's to Chick-fil-A. So they're kind of winning out lately, And here's hey, let me give you a life hack about Culver's, okay? If you buy the kids meal, all right, kids meal cheeseburger, it's a great size cheeseburger. You get fries, you get a drink, and you get a small cup of custard for $6.50. It's like it's a life hack. You can't beat that.
Done right there.
Done. Culver's is great, but it's just a little smaller. One day it might be as big.
I'm about the life hack, like that little life hack right there. That'll change someone's day.
It changed the game, right? $6.50 from $10 to $6.50. You do that a couple times a month. It's a nice little. You get one free meal every 3 or 4. Okay, all right. Listen. Also, I'm wearing Matt Leffler's shirt. All right. So a couple things. First of all, this is the original Matt Leffler armchair attorney shirt. Everybody, this is the OG shirt. All right. But you have created another shirt for Matt Leffler because he had a saying that you really love. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to Matt Leffler. I got to throw this up here real quick. Look at this, everybody. Matt Leffler's new baby boy and girl. This is Elijah. And then also Elise. Check this out. Here's Elise. Look at this, everybody. Shout out to our friend Matthew Leffler, who now is a family of 6, 4
Good luck,
kids.
buddy.
He just doubled up.
You are outnumbered,
brother. totally outnumbered. But anyway, so you created a Matt Leffler basically line of clothing with what you have there.
Listen, I 99% of the gear in my swag store has been inspired by everybody on LinkedIn. And, you know, watching Matt drop that first TikTok about his client and getting money, he built that thing up in that last line where he says, I get paid.
I get paid.
I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps. I said, that man is savage. And I wrote down right now, hashtag I get paid. And I'm like, I can't just hashtag that shirt. I can't, like, that's, I need context to it.
You need, you need the face. Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? The Obama hope picture is iconic. Inspirational. Just it's iconic. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna swagger jack that. And I went to my designer and I said, take Obama and make it the armchair attorney right now, please. And he's like, I don't know if I can do this. I said, listen, it's okay. I asked permission. We're gonna be okay. So I took his profile picture and I made it and colored it up. Put that I get paid down there.
I love that.
And I'll be honest, I DM'd him first. I said, Matt, I'm never going to put anything up without your okay. How do you feel about this? And he was like, I love it. And I'm like, okay, let's go. So he's the only one whose face I used. A lot of my other sayings are related to people. And I shout out, you know, Chris Jolly's just win the effing day. Home run. I put his name on it. You know, Brent control the controllables. I put his name on it.
Listen, let's just agree that I get paid just takes them all, especially for Matt Leffler, who's like smiling the whole time. He's all nice and happy, and then he goes, savage. I get paid. Just savage.
And the look on his face cut me. I was like, wow, whoa, whoa. Okay, I see you. So.
Stacy, if you want that Matt swag, you can go to lowboysindustries.com and you'll see it in there. And I think Matt has he has the original on his swag store as well. So you got to support small business, everybody. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, right now on the store through Black Friday, I've got a promo code up, Black Friday 2022. Get a little discount. You know, if you guys are interested, cool. It all goes to a good cause. You know, it's win-win for everybody. Rep a little, you know, little drip.
Hey,
you know?
I love it. And, you know, we got a swag store. We started a while back. We've had a little fun with it, but we're going to be revamping it for 2023. And you just give me so many ideas, man. I'm so excited to incorporate some of those. So a lot of cool stuff going on. Okay, something else we got to talk about. You had, in my opinion, a networking hack that we have to talk about. We have to give this to the people. And by the way, Ron and Nathan, these are my golf clubs. I do use them. They're not dusty, but they're for the show. This is what I do. Come on, stop it. All right. But listen, we got to talk about this hack you did. So we had Technovations in Phoenix 3 weeks ago. And you reached out and said, hey, when are you getting in? And I told you when my flight was landing. And you said, hey, can I pick you up from the airport? And I was like, no one's offered this before. Is this guy like we knew each other a little bit, but I got to say, it kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was like, okay, yeah, this is cool. This is cool. And so you picked me up from the airport and took me over to Jolly's house. So you got to meet Chris Jolly in person.
That was a 2-for-1. Like that's
glad to be a conduit for that. There. Exactly. But, you know, it's really cool because we had 25-30 minutes where we just got to chat and hang out. And I feel like that was in many ways a catalyst to our relationship because before it was kind of online. We kind of knew each other. We bounced back and forth on LinkedIn on comments and stuff like that. But that was actually a chance to hang out. And you did that with multiple people. How many people did you Uber from the airport to the hotel?
5 or 6.
5 or 6. I mean, that's such a great hack. I mean, like, listen, people, if you've got a conference, especially coming to your hometown, what a great. I mean, what spurred you to do that? Let's just go there.
Well, I'm cheap. I wasn't going to spend the money to go to the conference. Number one. So listen, I'm not.
This guy is not watching.
Listen, Sky, I'm cheap in the sense that there wasn't value there for me because my business already has all of the tech that I need. And the people that were there presenting, I've already been in contact with. So for me to go and present face, I looked at it as a different opportunity. A lot of people asked for meetings and I said, listen, everybody's busy. Let me just pick you up from the airport and get you to the hotel. We'll double up. It's a 20-minute ride. When you're in the conference, you get 30-second FaceTime with 300 people. You're not going to remember everybody. You're going to remember your Uber driver. So you know what?
And clearly it worked. And it saved me $30 and I appreciated that. You were just, generous enough to give me a ride.
Listen, that's that. I networked and I picked up Graham the next day. Like I said, we got tacos and I was going to take him. And he said, hey, I got a client meeting about 4. I said, who you meeting with? And he said, Freight Vana. And I fanboyed and I said, I'm not letting you walk up that. You're not going up the elevator without me. And so Graham picked me up and I walked into the Lion's Den and I was like, oh, this is real. Like this is real. And I'm going to give a shout out to the boys. I met Dawn. I met Shannon. I met Lars. I met everybody. I tried to link up with Ricky. And I'm going to tell you this in full transparency. The culture that they represent on the web is 10% of what it feels like in that room.
It's better when you get there. Yes, 100%. Yep.
There's days where I struggle being an entrepreneur and I go, I should just go work for them. Like I know where I would be if I wasn't running my own business. And when I left, maybe a little bit of machismo in me, but I shook Shannon's hand and I said, listen, I got a 10-year plan. Either I buy you or you buy me. It's one or the other. So at some point we'll link up. At some point there'll be a connection of minds there. But the hospitality was great. I had a great time. Their facility is legit.
Yeah, HQ2 is not bad. It's a good spot. It's interesting because I share the same sentiment with you. Like if this thing crashed and burned, where would I want to go? Well, those guys at Freight Vaughn are tremendous. I mean, they just have the culture, the people, the vision, how they treat their people. And, I love companies like that. I love highlighting and shining lights on companies like that who are doing things the right way. And they're certainly one of them. So yeah, I couldn't agree more. Did you get to see the doors? So when you get off the elevator, the doors are truck trailer doors. They're trailer. They got them all this. I know, it's so legit. It's
the elevators have wraps on them. So when you walk into this place, it's like a time capsule of something in the future. And it 100% encompasses what they're about. And the more you walk around, the more you're like, this is like living in the Matrix. Like, this is not your standard just smile and dial. Like, you could just feel the love. It was a family. And I walked out of there feeling so energetic about my mission and what I'm doing and the freight industry as a whole, because let's face it, as a broker, there's a stigma about brokers. Okay. I'm here to change that. I'm the mouthpiece for that. I'm here to say what most won't, and I'm here to say what most can't. I'm not afraid to be controversial in a productive way. And it sparks conversation. And the fun thing is, regardless of what I say, whether you agree with it, there's been zero troll or hate. It's been constructive, and I love it.
Yeah, no, it's good. And to go back to Freight Vaughn real quick, I'm going to make a prediction that at some point they're going to be doing factory tours. Like Hershey gives a factory tour. They're going to have people coming in and like paying $10 to go walk through their 100%. Facility and learn about it. I mean, that's just
to be honest. They should just have a consulting firm where if you're going to start your own company, this is the foundation. They should sell Freight Vaughn as a franchise. You're calling it. I want to find her, Steve Shannon. I'm watching you.
I love it. I think it's going to happen. That's for sure.
Fantastic. Yeah.
All right, Jason, we got to transition. We got so much to cover today. So today is another national day. We had Veterans Day last Friday, and every day is a national day. There's several things to choose from. Do you know what we picked today? The national day that we're going with today. You know what it is? You're going to love this.
I don't, but surprise me. Let's go.
Okay. Today's national day is National Take a Hike Day.
And
I'm serious. And listen, this morning
I took one.
You posted. Look at this. I got it. This is your picture right here. You posted this, baby, right here from your morning up there. So talk about this a little bit. Where is this?
That is 10 minutes from my house. It's like in between Dunlap and Thunderbird, right off of 7th. It's right by Tapatio Cliffs. It's a mile. That's called North Mountain. That's the name of it.
Okay. All right.
And that's one of the few, if only, that I know of that are paved. It's
look
steep.
At this one more time. Look at that, everybody.
That thing will steal your soul. I mean, by the time you get to the top of it, you think you're good. Try walking down it. Wobbly spaghetti legs, But
when I was in Arizona, when I was in Phoenix a while back, I went up Pinnacle Peak with
Pinnacle
before he busted his Achilles, and that was a great trail. I went up Camelback with Rhonda Belpensa Zimmerman, did that whole hike and
Camelback will steal your soul if you're not careful. That's for the big boys.
Fun. That was a great hike. That was so good. We went off the trail and started climbing the rocks. It was so good. There's a lot of good spots down there. Tell me, that's your happy place, man. Tell me why you love to go there.
I've suffered from addiction and mental health and ADD since I was a little kid, and nature is my Zen place. There's no static. It's just me and the sun and my thoughts and my EDM in my ear. I put a little house music in, and the house music just kind of centers the chaos inside the head, and it allows me to hyper focus on whatever it is that I'm either worried about, focused on, or trying to learn about. And so for me, I'm scatterbrained throughout the day. If I'm lucky to get 2 of my 5 things done, but when I hit the trail, it's me and just organically whatever needs to come out. It's my therapy in between therapy.
Yeah. And I think that, I love that you talk about that, because something that, my friend Brian Curie really encouraged me to do earlier this year, that's been a game changer for me, is time of reflection,
Yeah.
where it could be out in nature. If it's cold, it could just be like in my living room, no technology. I take a notepad and a pen and paper. Sometimes I write, sometimes I don't. But it's
Yep.
just a chance just to think and to have margin. This is one thing where I think especially leaders struggle with, but we as a culture struggle with, that is unplugging and turning things off. And it
Yeah.
allows our mind to be creative. It allows us to think and get organized. Otherwise, it's just go, 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 go. And man, you feel like you never catch up. You never get a chance to think, never get a chance to reevaluate, redesign, recreate. I mean, all those things typically don't happen in the rat wheel. And I feel like now we've actually sped the rat wheel up. Instead of slowing it down and getting off from time to time, we've actually sped it up. So I love the fact that you do that, man. I think that's great.
Well, I've tried it without music, and it makes the chaos and the noise louder. For me, it's like when I go to the gym, I need to have something that distracts my mind from overthinking. I notice you have one ear pod in, right?
I do. I've got one in. Yeah. Yeah.
For 20 years, I've worked in call centers. I've always had one headphone in this ear, just thumping some techno. It drowns out the noise behind me. It drowns out the static of my brain thinking about where I'm going to eat tacos later. So I can focus on that call. And like, I'm talking old school Sony headphones where I had to cut one cord off so I could just have one. And every place that I would go to and put my earphones in, people would come up to me and be like, you can't listen to music at work. And I'd say, listen, it's a little, I'm not just chilling. This is how I get my work done.
Right.
I say, listen, give me 30 days and look at my output. And then if you have a problem with it in my ear, cool, we'll talk about it. But the fact that I can listen to music in this ear and 100% hear my customer or client, trucker in this ear and be present, to me, it's amazing, but it's the only way I know how to do it.
Yeah, and it fits for you. And everybody in the comments, tell us what your Zen place is. Where do you go to unplug and get away? And I gotta agree with you on that. When I was in college, I used to blast like 311 and Rage Against the Machine and Sublime, and I would do my physics homework and my calculus, and it just it made sense to be able to do it because it drowned everything else out. I couldn't hear any noise from across the hallway or people running through the dorm or anything like that. It allowed me to focus. And as long as you know that about yourself, I think it's critical to do that. But everybody should have a Zen space. I encourage you guys to do that, to take time to unplug. I like to actually go running without music now. I used to always have music.
Can't do it. I love running, but I can't do without it.
But here's why. For me, everybody's different, right? For me, it's different because now I can hear the birds. I can hear the wind blow. And for me, that is actually pretty soothing and calming. So I changed my tune on that.
Halfway through therapy, my therapist recommended for my ADD that I practiced meditation and yoga. The very first yoga class I went into, I was really fidgety. By the end of it, I was the dude in the back crying. I cried. I cried like a little girl. I found for the first time in my life a happy place that didn't require me to drown out the static, and just years and years of just stuff just came out. And, it was such a intimate, inspirational moment for me. I was nervous. I didn't understand it. So I go up to the instructor and she said, how did you like the class? And I kind of, okay. I said, in my, I don't want to show my man card. I was like, I cried like a little girl, and she hugged me and we cried together. And she says, everybody cries. And I was like, holy cow. And yoga for me is the one place I can go where I don't need something to drown the noise out.
Yeah.
And yoga once a week, 10:30 on Tuesdays is where you'll find me. And between that,
yoga is incredibly underrated, especially as you get older. Man,
100%.
It's so good.
You know what?
So
if you're in logistics, you need a Zen place. You need it. And the thing with yoga is you could do it anywhere. It's anywhere, anytime, any place. And
maybe this is their Zen place. Listening to you on Standing Out, maybe this is it. Maybe this is Jennifer.
The nice thing about yoga is it taught me about the meditation piece where I could literally close my eyes and go to that place with just a few deep breaths. Yeah, I could put myself back in that place. So if I'm overwhelmed, a little manic, a little crazy, I center myself. I put my feet on the ground. I recognize where it's coming from in my body. Take a couple deep breaths and then just let it out. It's
so good. So good. Okay. One more thing, Jason, before we let you go. We have a random question of the day. We do this every day. Ruth, our podcast director, gets to create this every day. I don't even know what it is. That's how random it is. I haven't seen it. Could be funny. Could be serious. Could be a good question. Could be, hey, we don't know. But let's just figure it out. By the way, a lot of cool stuff. Luke says archery and shooting range for him. Heather's single mom, 4 boys. Don't get out much. But when she does, her piece is literally in her closet. Hey, whatever works, Sometimes
I've known Luke many years. I'm surprised he didn't say the gym, but the shooting range or on his motorcycle.
Yeah. For me, it's driving range, hitting golf balls. That's
there it is.
Counting golf balls. That's totally it. Okay, random question. Here we go. The random question of the day today is: what instrument do you think is the most annoying? Ooh, okay. Most annoying instrument
do I think is the most annoying? Let's go with our boy Matt, and his kids just brought home that recorder and a little hot cross buns. Good luck, buddy. Good luck, buddy.
It's the recorder
right now. It's the recorder. 100%.
Okay. All right. For me, the one that I never really got into was what's the one that you play it around your chest and it's got the keyboard and yeah. You know what I'm talking about? What is that called again? I can't remember the name of it, but I can't deal with the sound of that. Somebody please tell me what's that called. You wear it around your chest, you play it back and forth, the air makes the sound, you got a keyboard. It's terrible. I can't get over that. That's one of the worst sounds. I'm not a fan of that at all. So it's so bad I can't remember what it's called. That's how bad it is.
You know what though? The minute somebody tells you what it is, you're not going to be able to get it out of your head.
That's true. Somebody's going to do that for sure. Some people might say my guitar playing, but nobody in this house. So it's
great question, Ruth. I did not.
That's a good question. That's a solid random question. It is. Okay, so listen, I'm wearing Matt's shirt, but I got something special for you here to close with. I don't know if I can get this off. I had to compete with you on the branding today. So I got my Finish Strong Friday because listen, everybody, tomorrow is Finish Strong Friday. What does that mean? That means that, listen, you give everything you got tomorrow, finish the day out strong, finish the week out strong, finish the month out strong when we get there, the quarter, whatever it is. Do not stop. Do not slow down. Tomorrow's Finish Strong Friday. Make sure you get after it. Might as well start that today and work really hard. Listen, Jason, it's been a blast. Accordion. Thank you, Stacey Gibson. That's it. The accordion. Everybody knows it but me. So many comments. Everybody's got that down.
All of those people that are throwing that out there, they had one as a kid, and
they might like it. They might not come back for another show. That's right. They might not come back. That's okay. But I blame it on kids. I can't remember basic words because my kids zapped it from me when sleep deprivation back in the day. But listen, it's great having you on the show, Jason. I'm so excited for what you're doing with your brokerage. We didn't even talk about that, but also what you're doing for local industries, for your son, for veterans, for so many people. Really appreciate it. You got to come back and see us in the
100%. Round 2 anytime, buddy. Thank you for having me. Everybody, Low Boy Industries, helps on the way.
That's
right. Do what you can to help us help them.
That is so awesome. And tomorrow, everybody, listen, I got Aaron Shalecki, who works for the Army National Guard. He's in D.C. He's going to talk about some cool things about the Department of Defense. It's fitting after you. It's fitting to have him on the show. So everybody, make sure you come back tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central, for an episode of Standing Out, daily podcast about sales, marketing, and leadership. We will see you tomorrow. Thanks, Jason. See you, bud.
Bye, everybody.